EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Green Bay Packers. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
On the return comes Cobb. All told, a 54-yard punt, 13 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. This will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. This defense for the Niners, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Sliding out of the pocket. This is caught. It's Woods. Touchdown, Packers. Robert Woods, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Packers on just 2 plays have taken the lead. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
In 3. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they did. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
As a rookie quarterback, that's exactly how you endear yourself to your teammates. Give it up for the cause. It's also how you end up on the training table, too.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. Coach doesn't like it. Teammates love it. Where do you fall on it?
Well, I fall on wanting to endear yourself to your teammates, but pick your spots. Be smart about it. They need you for the full season.
And the rookie's going to learn as he goes. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. From the gun, here's Fields. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Touchdown! Cobb, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Packers add 6 to their lead. Now McManus for the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around, as this one is up and good to extend their lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Lawrence. That's into the hands of Khalif Raymond. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. So for Trevor Lawrence, listen, the hype, the buzz, whatever you want to call it, it just surrounds this guy. One of the most highly regarded draft picks of the last decade or two. What do you think defenses are going to throw at him here in his rookie season?
Well, I think all the edge rushers can't wait to get a shot at him, especially his rookie year, because they want to see if he can handle the pressure when they come at him. But I think defensive coordinators, they know that he's well-schooled and he's very intelligent. They want that pressure on him. They'll throw those normal blitzes. But they also want to throw combo coverages in the secondary to see if he can read them.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And the Packers are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Out of the gun, Fields. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Fields. Flushed out right. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 27. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. On 1st down, Mitchell. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. Well, you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
And he is going to have a 49ers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This offense is starting to get into rhythm. A nice quick throw there on target, able to pick up another 1st down.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And his kick is good. Didn't hit it all that well, but he got enough on it to put it through. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points, and now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
Now the return. Here comes Randall Cobb. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Play action. It's Fields. He's going to air it out deep for Woods. A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football who always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
Second and 10. Fields. That's complete to Cobb. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. A shotgun snap. Fields escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And we'll see what they want to do. Just 20 seconds remaining here before the half. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. And now he'll let this one go deep. Back over the middle. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. Here comes Cobb. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Second half starts with a run by Dobbins. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll go again with Dobbins. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On play action, Fields. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. A gain of 6 there on first.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
On second down, a run with Dobbins. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
He'll buy some time right. That'll be caught. It's the tight end, Howard. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Here's Fields. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year, and it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. They'll try and power it home here with a fullback Johnson. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially. but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's Lawrence. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Anthony Walker. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Fields on first down. Flush to his right. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. It was Anthony Averett who got him down. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Fields now to throw. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now it's Fields. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Dobbins. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Here's Fields. And it's a Packers touchdown. J.K. Dobbins from 4 yards out. And the Packers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. McManus now for the extra point. Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Throwing the out route and complete. That's Washington. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Looking to throw again on second down. Lawrence. He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards.
Mitchell will get into the end zone for a 49er touchdown. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
They'll try and run it here. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further.
Come on now, let's make it happen, baby. Let's make it happen. It's time.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Here comes Cobb.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
To throw is Fields.
Ertz has it left side. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw into the hands of Cobb.
And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. And defensively trying to beat the 2-minute warning with a timeout, and they do. Calling it with 2:04 left. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off near the 42. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Elijah Mitchell, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point up and good by Sanders as this gets him back within a touchdown and a two-point conversion. So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. That one looks like he'll throw here. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
A good rookie season for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but I do believe a lot of people thought that he would be more of a factor in the passing game for KC last year. Remember, he had 55 catches his final season at LSU. Wound up with only 36 as a rookie with the Chiefs. I expect that. Remember, he missed a few games down the stretch with injury.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that? Oh, no, he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. 30. 10.
Let's get that swagger, y'all.
And he is in for the score. So how about this? A horrible mistake leads to a defensive touchdown, and a two-point conversion will tie it. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they force the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
And looked like some movement there. Let's get the call.
Well, that certainly comes under the heading of critical mistake, doesn't it, partner? You can't have that. You got a chance to tie the ball game from the 2-yard line. Now you've got to go back to the 7-yard line and take the same chance.
The late touchdown was only half the battle. Now they need the two-point conversion to tie the ball game. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be sacked. They came after him. He couldn't get away. And this remains a two-point game. So with 14 seconds on the clock, they've got to go with the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Oh, he fakes a spike. Steps away to his left.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Here's 2nd and 10. Now a handoff for Dobbins. Oh, no, he lost the football. But, Charles, we saw a comeback bid fall just a little short, but give them credit. They were able to hold on, withstand that comeback, and ultimately win it by the slim margin.
And bottom line, when it's all said and done, they don't ask you how much you won by. They just want to know, did you win? And that they did.
So for Green Bay, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night from Silicon Valley.